If you haven't already done so, please print this handout. Today we're looking at reactions in aqueous solutions. And there's a few things we need to remember before we get going. The first one is when an ionic compound dissolves in water, it dissociates into its ions. So remember, if you're dissolving sodium chloride, for example, in water, the sodium chloride will dissociate into the sodium ions and the chloride ions. The other thing you need to remember is when two ionic solutions are mixed, there will be 4 different ions in the solution. So I'll go through that in the examples. If 2 of those combinations form a precipitate, then you know a reaction will happen, and the solubility table is what we use to find whether or not a precipitate will form. So we'll go through a couple examples. First one, if you added aqueous sodium sulfide to aqueous silver sulfate, would a reaction take place? And then if so, we're going to write the balanced chemical equation. So the first thing we want to do is set up what would the equation look like if the reaction does take place. Well, we're reacting sodium sulfide and silver sulfate, so we'll start with that. So if we react sodium sulfide with silver sulfate, what would the products be if a reaction took place? Well, this looks like it's set up for a double displacement reaction. We have 2 compounds, so the metals will switch. So we're going to have sodium sulfate and silver sulfide. So this is what the reaction would look like if it were to happen. So how do we know if a reaction does take place? Well, we need to look at the products and see if one of them will be a precipitate. And that's where the solubility table comes in. So I'm just going to show it here. This is on your reference sheet. So first I'm going to look up sodium sulfate. So here's sulfate. Then I look, is sodium anywhere listed? It's not in there, so it belongs with all others. So that is soluble, which means aqueous. The next one is silver sulfide. So I'm going to look up sulfide. And now I'm looking for silver. So do I see silver anywhere listed? No. So it's in all others. Low solubility. So if you see low solubility, that means it doesn't really dissolve in the water. You're going to have a precipitate. So because a precipitate will form, I know there's going to be a reaction. So now I can take my word equation that I set up here, and I can turn it into a balanced chemical equation. So take a moment, pause the video, and try to figure out the chemical formulas for each of these chemicals. So there are all my chemical formulas, and now I have to check and make sure that it's balanced. Well, I have 2 sodiums on the left, 2 sodiums on the right, 1 sulfur, 1 sulfur, 2 silvers, 2 silvers, 1 sulfate ion, and 1 sulfate ion. So this is a balanced equation. Now up in my question it says including states, so we need to put those in as well. Now I'm told in the question that the silver sulfate is aqueous. Same with the sodium sulfide. So I can put those in my chemical equation. Now the products, remember when I looked up the solubility table, the sodium sulfate was soluble, so that means we have an aqueous product. And the silver sulfide, it said low solubility, so that means we're going to have a solid precipitate. So there's the balanced chemical equation. And now, just a reminder about ionic equations, spectator ions, and net ionic equations. An ionic equation shows all the aqueous compounds in their dissociated form. Spectator ions don't change. They don't undergo any change during the reaction. So if you take out the spectator ions, you're left with the net ionic equation. So we're going to use this chemical equation up here. Every time you see aqueous, that means it's dissolving in water. And remember, if it's an ionic compound, those ions are going to split apart. So for sodium sulfide, the ions are going to dissociate. We're going to have 2 sodium ions and 1 sulfide ion. The silver sulfate dissociates. We'll have 2 silver ions and 1 sulfate ion. On the right-hand side, we have 2 sodium ions and 1 sulfate ion. Now the solid, remember, it's not going to dissociate in the water because it doesn't dissolve in the water. So if you see solid, it stays the same, you don't change it. So down here we can write the total ionic equation. So there you have it. Just remember, your aqueous compounds dissociate into the ions. Your solid compounds stay together. And just a note on balancing. Here I have 2 sodium ions, and that's because up here I have 2 sodium atoms in my chemical formula. So you still have to make sure that everything balances out. And now I'm left with writing the net ionic equation. This is where you remove the spectator ions. So on the left we have 2 sodium ions. We have the same on the right. And on the left we have a sulfate ion. We have a sulfate ion on the right as well. So those ions do not participate in the formation of this solid. So those are spectator ions. And we will just remove those. So what you're left with is a sulfide ion reacting with 2 silver ions to produce silver sulfide.